Do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a bet with myself here that I know how Dracula ends up in 1972. I bet that he falls into some water, icy water, and I bet that he gets frozen in ice in some way, and that's how he ends up in 1972. He gets thawed out. That's the guess, because we've seen some ridiculous shit in previous films. Anyway, as you probably have guessed, we are watching Dracula AD 1972. This is where we go, just when you thought it couldn't get any sillier, this is where we go kind of out there, and we bring it to the modern day, as it were. The modern day being 1972. As I've said in previous, if you haven't seen my previous films, I'll leave some links and stuff. You can go and watch them and get my opinions on them. But as I've said about previous films, is that the concepts are good. The ideas seem to be good. Even going as far as bringing some things from the source material into them, like Dracula being able to control the animals and bats and things, even though the bats are ridiculous. We've seen him climb the wall like an insect, like he does in the original novel. The problem here is the execution. As I've said before, the way that they're doing it is just completely ridiculous. They could have done this so much better. Maybe it was budget or lack thereof. Maybe it was they were doing it just for the sake of it, for the cash grab. Maybe they were doing it for the 1970s sex appeal, to show some boobs and bums. Who knows? Could be all of the above. I could be, I'm not expecting much from this one based on the previous films. I could be wrong. Maybe this is the game changer. One way to find out, let's take a look, and I'll let you know what I think afterwards. This is Retro-Ween 2021. Following on from watching the previous Hammer Dracula films, we're watching 3 more, and this one is Dracula AD 1972. Let's do it. See, we're not starting in 1972, see? That's your first clue.
The year 1872. Final confrontation between Lawrence Van Helsing and his arch enemy.
Lawrence Van Helsing? He's Abraham in the originals, I believe. Anyway, what's in a name? Oh, they're already going at it. Okay. See, no explanation there. They're just going at it. Oh. Creative again, I suppose. Okay. Well, at least that wasn't a ridiculous way of killing him. But if he's dead, then how does he get to 1972? I guess I was wrong there. You see, I want to know how they got to that point. I want to see that film. I want to see the film where they got to wrestling on a coach. Right, gathering remains again. Gotcha. Well, okay, here we are then, 1970s. That's the 60s, isn't it? Is that the 60s? I don't know. That's why I don't dance, folks. Stoneground. Not familiar with them. That, them, he, she. Oh, God. I'm so glad that I was born when I was. Straight in, here we go. See, in the 1970s, the UK, they made a lot of sex comedy stuff, it was all about, carry on, and sex was definitely a major subject in the UK in the 1970s. I have a fly.
Well, for God's sake, get rid of them. Animals, that's what they are. They just barged in. You're quite
Like Trading Places, get the fuck out!
Do you know why I like you? Because you remind me of my father.
You missed. You see that girl in the background there doing the dancing? That's how you become an extra in this kind of film. How you become an extra in a Tommy Steele film. Look, see? You just stand in the background wiggling. Yeah, I think we've established the scene. Can we move on? That's me at a party like this. Just sat there. Yes, it's a nice porcelain figure. Well, that's just not nice. I hate cars like that. I don't like flat cars.
You mean you want a date with the devil?
Oh god, here we go again. It's gonna be... Oh, I get it. They're doing the same thing as they did with Taste of Blood.
Come on, love, it's only a giggle.
Yeah. Only a giggle.
Good. And what time?
Midnight.
When else?
When else? I was about to say, when else? So I'm guessing this guy's like a descendant of like the courtly chap from Taste the Blood or something like that. He's a descendant of the guy who gathered the remains at the beginning of the film. And he has the remains or knows how to get them. I'm understanding, I think. This would have been a good role for Roddy McDowall. Not Roddy McDowall. Malcolm McDowall. That's a cool looking car. That's the kind of car that I like. A bit of character.
Grandfather?
Grandfather. Who's the grandfather? I called it! I was just putting that together. Because he had books on the occult and stuff. So I was just putting it together. Descendant of Van Helsing, right?
We like to call ourselves a group, Grandfather. Just a group of friends, you know? Same age, same interests, same language.
Same hairstyles.
The full extent of my wild ways stretches to half a pint of lager now and again.
She seems a very sensible young lady. It is nice to see Cushing again, I'll admit. Seems like forever.
Lawrence Van Helsing, my great-grandfather.
Let me guess, 100 years ago to the night. Called it again!
Did you know about that grave out there? Because if you did, you got a pretty sick mind.
An upside down crucifix. Yeah, you gotta have that.
Dig the music, kids.
Yeah, dig it. Dig it. Dig the music, kids.
Let it flow.
Let it flow. Let it flow into you. Just joining in. Relax. I am relaxed. Oh yeah. Okay. I don't think she's feeling it.
And Astaroth, friend of all the great lords,
Astaroth? The guy from Bedknobs and Broomsticks?
I demand an audience with his satanic majesty.
You know, I'm starting to think that this guy follows a different path.
Oh, hear me.
The ground is breathing. Yeah, get on with it then. We're still, even now, we're still going with the bright orange blood. Ooh. Help you? Help you? Nothing's actually happened. It's just spilt blood on her boobs. So did it go? Did it go right or did it go wrong?
I summoned you. It was my will.
Oh, you're welcome, man. Was she supposed to spill the blood on her boobs? Or was that... Because that didn't seem to be... I thought she was supposed to drink it, or he was, or something. Well, that didn't seem to go as planned, but it still seemed to work, so don't really get that. So what's the plan this time, Drax?
Look, about last night, you've got some explaining to do, mate.
About what? Don't know what you're talking about.
A blood capsule. That's it. It looked like real blood to me. Yeah,
And
me
it was
too.
revolting.
Well, did it really? Did it look like real blood to you, really?
Seems as if someone's tried to drain the whole body of blood.
Oh.
Illegal possession of drugs.
Oh, he's got one of those wire games. I used to like playing those.
She lived off the king's.
I was really good at those when I was a kid.
Right, let's have a...
He's got some knickknacks on his table there. Keep him occupied.
Come in for a bite.
Oh, a bite. 1970s, the decade of tabletop lighters. Huge, chunky, great things.
Well, an exhalation could be the work of some homicidal pervert.
Don't mince your words.
No, I don't. Of course, there was that business on Hampstead Heath, but then that was a case of sadomasochism, as I recall. Psychophenomenon.
Sadomasochism on Hampstead Heath. So, did Pinhead visit London at one point?
Finding vampires.
Here we go. We're off.
You think I'm a crackpot? No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
You want me to come in with you, Jess?
What the hell is she wearing?
It's all right.
Isn't fashion a strange thing?
Name,
Hey, what is this?
please.
It's called interrogation, love.
Going to church.
What happened there?
Oh, not much. Same old.
I'll settle for that, for the moment.
I'm not sure about this that he's got going on.
That surname it is.
Alucard. Johnny Alucard. Again, I'll talk about it later, but I've got thoughts on that. Oh no, he's not going to actually spend time putting it together. Yes, it's Dracula backwards. Now there is a brainy guy. He might as well have written down 2 + 2 and then spent like an hour trying to work out that it makes 4. Ooh.
All right, monsieur.
Deaf in my right ear.
But all right now.
So obviously his plan is that he wants to make Jessica Van Helsing his new bride. Is that it? Because she's a descendant of Van Helsing, his enemy. Is that what we're doing? This music. It is so out of place for Dracula. What's that word that you use for something that's out of its time? Anachronism? Is that what you say? Anachronism? Anachronism? It's one of those. That kind of music in a Dracula film. Anachronistic. Anachronism. You know, I have a feeling that that's going to come in handy later.
Johnny Alucard. Incidentally, if you write his name backwards, it spells Dracula.
No!
But the monster abhors silver. Silver of any kind.
Silver now. Oh, we're going with the werewolf weapon now. Silver. Why can't they just go with, the traditional vampire lore? Why can't they just kill him, stake through the heart, decapitation? They haven't done that yet. Decapitation, that's supposed to kill vampires. Fire, they've done fire, I suppose. Sunlight, they've done sunlight. They just keep coming up with... Now they can't even come up with a new one. Now they're just using ways of killing other mythical creatures. They're going with the werewolf this time. Let's just use the werewolf. No one will notice. Let's just kill him with silver. I like the camera work in this one. I'll give it that. Artistically, it's not terrible. Wait a minute. Johnny did something to this guy. Has he been turned? I wasn't expecting the boyfriend to turn bad. That's not usually the case in these films. Ooh.
Wait! She's not for us.
Then what were you about to do to her then? If she belongs to the master, then why were you going at her? These films. All over the place. Continuity. That's the word. Continuity just isn't there. They're doing this whole kind of Starsky and Hutch thing. You know, this 1970s chase music. A lot of running for him.
Professor Van Helsing.
Really? So am I. Good shot. Chicka chicka wow, chicka wow, chicka wow, wow, chicka chicka wow. Get something silver, quick! Acting. He's giving it his all. Oh no, water! Oh, please, I don't like baths. I prefer showers. Please! This is how every child reacts to a bath. That was brilliant. That was brilliant. In all the wrong ways. Oh, he set in a trap. Why did he wait until this night? Why didn't they just bring her to him that night and never mind. These films don't require you to think too much on them. Why did he do that? His facial expressions are some of the best in film, I think. They're so funny. Yeah, you! They do the eyes really well, though, don't they? Look at those eyes. Right, how are we going to kill him this time? Silver, I'm assuming. Is that it? Oh, please tell me that's not it. Come on, that was too quick and easy, surely. Wait, what are we doing? Oh, okay. Didn't seem to affect him that badly, though.
And the Holy Ghost.
Good. At least they went with something... At least they went with something traditional. Holy water and wooden stakes. Good. Oh, that was still good, but that was the perfect opportunity to cut his head off. Right? Still not very good blood. Another pretty good death scene, to be fair. That was pretty good. Yeah, and that looks effective for once. Now destroy anything that's been left behind. Destroy the ring, destroy the medallion, destroy his remains. Don't just leave it there. Final piece. Right, yeah. Let's have a nutter! Rest in final peace, my arse, because I know that not only are there 2 more Hammer Dracula films to do, but I know that Christopher Lee returns. So rest in final peace, nah. Okay, so that was Dracula AD 1972. Points for effort, I think, is what I'm thinking for this film. It tried to do something fresh and at the time original, because of course since then we've done adaptations with Dracula in the modern setting, but you know, at the time it was considered fresh and original, I suppose, and so points for effort that they tried something new and different. At least this one had a plot that made a bit more sense. The descendant of Van Helsing having a granddaughter, and Dracula coming back and wanting to turn the granddaughter as revenge for the Van Helsing line, against the Van Helsing line. that at least makes a bit more sense than some previous so-called storylines. Obviously, what they were going for here, well, obviously, in my opinion, was in the 70s in the UK, there were a lot of, you know, these cop shows, you know, like The Professionals and Starsky and Hutch and, you know, that kind of thing. It was all about chasing in sports cars to that music, that kind of chicka chicka bow, chicka chicka bow bow, chicka chicka bow. You know, so obviously what they were trying to go for here was Dracula meets that. You know, with Van Helsing, you know, running through the streets of London trying to find his granddaughter. It was all reminded me of that kind of thing. Still kind of ridiculous, though. They came up with this idea of using the silver to defeat Dracula, although A, that was silly because that's the werewolf, not the vampire. B, they didn't really use that to any effect anyway. I mean, he stabs him with that knife, which is implied is silver, but it didn't seem to affect him that badly anyway. He just fell to the floor, groaned a bit in the same way that Superman does with kryptonite, and then, but all that happened was she pulled the knife out of him and he was okay again. So that didn't seem to be put to any effect anyway. However, his death scene was very good. One of the best death scenes I think that we've had. Even, shall I go this far and say maybe even the best, as far as effect goes. The way it looked was good. His corpse looked much better, although the fading, you know, showing the decay using the fading, that's getting a bit old. But was there any other way of doing it back then in the 70s? Maybe not. But anyway, the way it looked was good. It looked really good. At least the best looking death scene, you know, I think I'll go that far. And at least they killed him in a traditional way. They used holy water and they used stakes. What's wrong with that, guys? You don't have to come up with anything, you know, new or ridiculous like running water. That bathtub scene, oh my God. I think Johnny Alucard was he necessary? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about him. I think he was just an excuse to have a kind of Malcolm McDowell, Clockwork Orange, you know, kind of character. But the Alucard thing, you know, that was daft, you know, having Van Helsing sat there at his desk, you know, writing it down, you know. We're not stupid, and neither's Van Helsing. So, you know, did we need that? Nah, not really. I wasn't expecting the boyfriend to be killed off, because that's normally not the case. Normally, it's the boyfriend that saves the day, but not this time. He didn't have much of a part, did he? The boyfriend character, and I thought it was Paul to begin with, but thankfully it wasn't. Thankfully, we didn't have a Paul in this one, so at least they got that bit right. It was good to see Peter Cushing returning. And to be fair, they gave him quite a good... They gave him a lot to do. He certainly had more to do than in previous outings. In this one, there was a lot of good conversation with the police and everything. There was some good action scenes. They had him running around a lot, which was impressive, considering he wasn't the youngest when he did this. So yeah, I give points for effort. Points for effort to Cushing for doing the best that he could with what he was given. Points for the ideas. Again, it's always about the ideas. The execution was at least better in this one. I'll give it that. Certainly better than some others. So this is one of the better ones, I thought. It was silly. Not as entertaining, though, as Prince of Darkness. Prince of Darkness is still the most entertaining one, in my opinion. The others in the last few have been completely ridiculous. But this one wasn't completely ridiculous, put it that way. This was ridiculous in most parts, but not completely ridiculous. This at least had some new and original bits going for it, and I give it points for that. Let me know what you guys thought about it in the comments. Any questions, comments, suggestions, let me know, and we'll have a talk about it. If you like what you see in the channel, guys, then I'll leave a link to where you can find some other videos, some extended reaction videos in the description, and please go and check it out. And what can I say? Dracula AD 1972. What's next? The next one is the Satanic Rites of Dracula 1973. Same director as this one, Alan Gibson. So yeah, 2 to go. We're getting to the end, but this is interesting. I'm enjoying the experience of it, I'll admit that. So that was Dracula AD 1972. Join me for the Satanic Rites of Dracula in the next video, and until then, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy Halloween. Bye.